the third kid was born on the 18th April. Now that is me. Oh goodness. I came across my dad's diary. It's dated back to 1980. He actually noted all the important things that happened to him, you know. He actually had notes and details down to how he was spending his money bit by bit, you know. Speaking of all the things that happened to him, there was a particular date that actually caught my attention. So this was 1st 4th 2005. I don't know, should I change my date ikwange me celebrating this day or just to have it in the books, because this is the day that I got lost. Yeah, I got lost in the forest when I was 4 years old. Thanks to this diary, I came across the date that my mom got married to my dad. My dad wrote it down. And coming across my dad's diary, he doesn't have to tell us that he loves us, because it's all written all over here, you know. It's written all over this book how much my dad loved us, loves us. So hi guys. So it's on the eve of my 25th birthday. So I'm getting ready for Natal. So this is just gel. So I'm back at my parents' house in the coast, and I want us to get ready. And as we're getting ready, I have a very interesting episode for this for this eve or birthday eve, let me just say that, because as I was cleaning my parents' house, I came across my dad's diary. It's dated back to 1980. Dated back to 1989. Okay, and coming back and actually going through it, I noticed that I'm just my father's daughter, only that I'm a bit digitalized, you know, because my dad was a bit analog, but he actually noted all the important things that happened to him, you know. And on top of noting everything that happened to him, goodness, I don't know, should we start by getting ready, or should I start by giving you all my stories and all that? But I just noticed that I'm my father's daughter, only that I'm a bit digital, because I prefer doing videos. He was actually writing down all the things that happened to him. And speaking of all the things that happened to him, there was a particular date that actually caught my attention, and that was the date 5th 2005. And that is, do you know which yeah, should I say which year? And on top of the diary, I also came across our album, our childhood album. Of course, I'm not going to go through everything for the love and for the sake of my siblings. Unaweza wachongoa hapa washangae, but some people don't actually prefer having their life out there, you know. But for me, I can't relate. So I'm looking for that date where mali babangu ameandika ile siku. I want to have it before I tell you what happened on that day. I want to literally tell you before niwaambie what actually happened. I'm telling you, my dad actually had he actually had notes and details down to how he was spending his money bit by bit, you know. Every expense that he was doing, or important expense he was doing. Hey. And seeing this diary, I actually tell my mom, mzee alikuwa na pesa 2006 akona 30,000. 2006 you could actually save to 30,000. Anyway, let me look for that specific date. And also, thank you to this diary. I didn't know when my parents got married, but thank you to this, because you know my parents are not that talkative unless you ask them muliona lini. But thanks to this diary, I came across the date that my mom got married to my dad. My dad wrote it down. And I'm actually looking back and I'm like, okay. he doesn't know I came across his diary because he's not around, he traveled. So but I will show him this video one day, one time, definitely. When I was baptized, 26 August 1986, when I was baptized, I'm telling you, my dad was actually writing down almost everything, down to the letter. And I want to look at my family plus my life. Oh my goodness. My first kid was born 1st January and was named after my daddy. The second child was born in 7th September 1999 and was named after my mom. My parent has passed. The third kid was born on the 18th April. Now that is me. Oh goodness. The third kid was born on 18th April 2001 at Kitui Hospital and was named after my mom. That is Wayua. That is the name of my mom. Like my mom's mom, my shosh. At some point I was telling I remember telling my ex-boyfriend I am very emotionally unstable. This is what I mean by me being emotionally unstable, because tell me, where am I getting emotional? So why you are Emily Titus? Anyway, you don't know me by that name, but you know me by Million. Million is just Emily. So anyway, I had not seen that one. We are all here. My family, oh my dad, goodness. He hasn't written here aliandika lini though. Wow. And coming across my dad's diary, he doesn't have to tell us that he loves us because it's all written all over here, you know. It's written all over this book how much my dad loved us. Loves us. So okay. Hadi nimesahau kama we are doing a get ready. So this was 1st, 4th, 2005. I don't know, should I change my date ikwange ni celebrating this day or just to have it in the books, because this is the day that I got lost. Yeah, I got lost in the coast when I was 4 years old, and this is the day that my parents had a lot of panic for me. And if they actually noticed that if there's a child we should raise differently, it is this little last born. Jueni kama kona makoso mingi, because on this particular day, my mom, tulikuwa tumekuja kutembelea my dad in the coast, and then my mom akanituma sindano niende nikachukue mwiba, sindano akuja nitoe mwiba, you know. Then mimi niambia enda to a particular shop, just go straight on your the second shop on your right and uulize sindano hapo. So mimi kufika, you know, I only asked for one shop, nikauliza sindano, akasema hawana, and I actually was like let me go try on the next shop. Hapo ndio makosa ilifanyika, because I just decided to go straight all the way forward hadi uko mbele, you know. So I'm trying to imagine how old was I in 2005. Like how old is a 4-year-old kid? How big is she, or how big am I at that time? And then I disappeared. I don't know, was it hapa hawajasema, but let me just, because this was from my dad's vision that time, like how he just wrote things down, what he was feeling and what happened. Okay, this world of Moses has a lot of things in it, since every day and night comes in different visions. To recall it very well is on this material day I will stay remembering it as the day I lost my kid, and then hapo mbele ameka jina yangu. I don't want to say much, since God has got a good purpose on me to say. What I can view is to say everything being done God, and I think so this was 1st April 2005. I was actually about to turn 4 years, so nilipotea nikiwa 3 years old. And truth be said, I look back and I was like, I thank God I was found, because they had actually announced in all Kamba, in all radio stations that time, so to find a missing kid and all that. And thank heavens I was found. Because the only thing my dad did, you know, aliandika tu chini and gave it to God. But looking back, I'm really grateful I was found, because I don't know what would have been like without my parents. Oh, probably nilikuwa dumped by. But hey, let us not look at the worst case scenario, because I'm here, right? I'm here with my parents. 23 years later, or 20 years later, because I was 3 years. So that means 20 years later. No, that means 22 years later. 22 years later, I'm here with my parents, and I'm so grateful for that. So I came across my dad's diary, where it is all about God and family for him in this book. And I didn't know this side of my dad, you know. At least I know. Ningesema niwachiwe hii kitabu, lakini I will possess it. But of course I can't possess it without his permission. So the only difference between me and my dad, I'm a bit digital. Me, I'm a bit digital compared to him. So let us get ready. That I can actually look at so many things from that side. And it being on my 24th birthday, I would actually look at guess what I'm coming. Napatana nini ya kwanza? I think I was a student. I was a student council. I was a president. Yeah, this is my photo in 2019. Nikiwa Form 4. I'm showing you too much. Anyway, I'll just come back and look at it. So, yo, and then this is me in class 8. This is me in class 8. Yo, tunafanana na msichana kweli. Do even look. Tunafanana. This was me in class 8. Nilikuwa nasomea Coast, alafu my dad was like, because even nilikuwa na kope mingi. Yo, look at those copies, walai. Hey, kope zangu zilikuwa mob. I think nikiwa Form 2 is when I met a cousin of mine mwenye alinifunza kunywa kope, you know. And here I was weighing kama sio 75. Kama I wasn't weighing 75 kgs. This is me in class 8. And then when you compare these two people, nikaenda high school nikakonda. Nilienda high school Kitui County. That is why in primary nilikuwa na nywele. We compare my primary. Kasiana kana innocent for life, but I'm so proud of her, you know. I'm literally so proud of her. But anyway, guys, we're getting ready. Then this is my sister, my brother, and I. Yo. Hey, too much. I'm leaving too much traces online, ain't I? No, I'm not. No, kama naonyesha vitu mingi. Then these are my loving parents. These are my loving parents. I love them so much. 2010. My dad. Ningeanza kuonyesha kama mnataka picha zetu tukiwa wadogo sana. Hey, heavens. Damn it. These photos are so cute. I could actually start going through all of it, but yo, may take a lot of time. I'm supposed to, let's get ready anyway.